Okay, so I'm gonna start where I left off, which is at this picture with this lady uh, in her dorm room. And I like how that wallpaper, though, it turns into the corner. But anyway, so this is a sim whose name I don't remember, and this is her, I guess, getting out of bed, and I don't know, it just was a nice picture, I guess. Okay, let's go to the next. Alright, so this is Trivar. I already know, it's the three V's. Trivar, and they are the Sim State sorority. Pretty cool digs. And this picture is some sim is lying on the the reclining chair, and she's sleeping, napping. Uh, can't make out her face, but I think I know what she looks like. But let's go to the next because I can't think of anything more to say about this picture. Okay, there's that. I think that same sim, and she's now hugged up in the arms of a frat bro. I'm trying to just think if this, or I'm trying to figure out if this is the sorority or the fraternity. Uh, I can't quite tell, to be honest. But there's a pizza, and I don't know much else about what's happening. Oh, and they're having like a toga party, that much is clear. But I can't tell who's selected, if it's the guy or the girl, and that would help me know if it's a sorority or fraternity. But anyway, moving right along, there's that close up of the milk carton with Bella Goth's face on it, the missing person uh, report. But yeah, that's Bella. An abandoned setup of cereal. Now we are here at the Von Strasser compound. This is the eldest Von Strasser, Marina, and she is just lounging casually on her sofa as she watches television and is learning probably a cooking skill. Not much else to say. Nice background. Okay. Oh, and that's how it really looks with the walls up. And those are a couple of magazines on their coffee table and a toddler toy. And they could do with some wall art in this picture. Yeah, that would be nice. But it's a nice, real feeling indoor shot of Marina. Oh, she's just going to sleep, really. Yeah, that's me. That's what I wish I could do right now. I'm so tired. But, you know, going through all these and gotta finish before I miss another day of this. Okay, and so now this is Lilith in her dorm room with her very own computer because her parents could afford it. Uh, and she is just, I don't know what she's doing in this picture. Maybe she's on her phone. That's possible. And yeah, she has a nice room. Okay, moving on. There's more Lilith. And yes, I was right. She was on her phone. And it is, one of those futuristic phones that hovers around your ear. But I don't know. Just, the typical EA. I don't want to say glitchiness. I don't think that this counts as a glitch. It's just their graphics. And either way, I really like Lilith's style in her life, in her time at university, in the way I've played her. She's got great style. Um, yeah, okay, moving on. Okay, more Lilith in her dorm, painting some weird looking clowns, and she's just doing what makes her happy. Okay, and another angle of that. Okay, next. There's Lilith again in her PJs. Oh, I can see in the background she's finished that picture, the clown picture, and is now started a new one. And then there's also a picture of her bestie, the girl who would become her bestie. I don't remember her name. I want to say Rosemary Villachuk or something like that. But yeah, you can see the picture of Rosemary like above her desk in the background there. Okay, next. Oh, she's on the phone again. I had Lilith and Angela talk on the phone quite a bit because they both actually have a lot of friends. Angela has way more because she was in that sorority and she was friends with a lot of the fraternity guys, but Lilith has a fair share of people she's maintained good relationships with. So as far as getting promoted in those conventional fields, that part shouldn't be a problem. They are, if I remember correctly, they are stupid with friends, both of them. Okay, now Lilith is laughing at a joke. I wish it could pan out to see who she's talking to. Although the thought bubble won't necessarily reveal who she's talking to. But yeah, okay, next picture. And more of her talking on the phone. And next, okay. So now, this sim, this is an oldie. I mean, they're all oldies, but I haven't played Dirk for so long, but this is Dirk at Sim State University, and this is one of the people he went to college with. This was back when I was playing in that way that I think most people do, where you just put all the Sims of that age into the same dorm just to speed up the college process. But I don't play like that anymore. So this was like the very first batch of Simmers I sent away. And so it's like David Audemus and Dirk Dreamer and this lady from I don't know where, and they're all just like living together and controllable, and yeah, and it's fun in its own ways, but it's just not that realistic that all these Pleasant View acquaintances would get into a dorm together. So that's how I am. That's, me in realism. I had to interject my rules. Okay, next picture. I don't remember what her story is. I think I may have had Dirk have a crush on her at some point, but I'm pretty sure I did. I don't remember if I actually had them act on anything, or if he, I don't know, something he did gesturing to her made me, or inspired me to do that, to play it that way, play her as a crush while he's having this long distance relationship with Lilith. I don't remember, but so far we haven't even seen anybody else, least of all Dirk, so I don't even know if he's here right now. That actually might be him in the background with the mohawk, because I know it looks crazy, but I had him be inspired by Lilith in college, and I had him get a mohawk. And so I think that actually is Dirk in the background there. Gosh, why did I take so many pictures of this lady? Okay, next. So now we are at one of the Nguyen boys chatting it up with Maya in the snow, and yeah, they are friends. She's also friends, or was friends with Jeff. I thought she might end up with one of them, but I don't know. Jeff is the eldest. I don't actually know if that's his name, but that's who I'm referring to. She's also friends with, I think, the eldest in this family, I think. Okay, and this is another angle. I'm pretty sure I made him the funny. I'm pretty sure he's one of the twins, and I made him the funny twin. And his brother is more of like serious and gets better grades. And Maya is smitten with this kid. I think. I think she has a crush on one of them. But one of the Nguyen boys. But I don't remember so much. I don't remember. Okay, next. Just more of the same. They're talking in the snow, having a ball. Okay, next. Ugh, more of this. It's so repetitive. Okay, next. Okay, so still with the Waynes, and they're all watching their little brother eat a plate of God knows what was on that plate. But they're all looking at him with 2 bowls of macaroni on the sides. Okay. Again, they're all staring at him creepily, as brothers are wont to do. Okay, next picture. Okay, this is all the boys, and I'm pretty sure now if this is all the boys, that last little kid, that the baby in Marie's hands must be the girl, the Ginny, who I named Winnie. Okay. But Winnie Wynn is not a nice name, so I think I'm going to change her name again. Okay, what's his face is cooking for the family like a good dad should. I don't know if he's actually cooking for them or if he is. Oh nope, see, Marie is pregnant. Okay, so now then she's pregnant with the girl. I'm pretty sure this is her last pregnancy. So that baby in the picture before this one is one of the boys, I guess. Okay. What was I saying about the dad? He's cooking for the family, as he should. Good for him. That's great. Or he might be cooking for himself. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I think he was cooking for himself and he made himself a salad like a frickin' loser. I'm just kidding. But that's cute. I like their kitchen. It's really nice. Okay, and now this is the nanny, and she made some weird, disgusting looking dish that has, I don't know, turnips and eggs. I don't know. It looks gross. But moving right along. Okay, now all the boys are together eating in the kitchen and chatting about soup. Their favorites and their least favorites and other fun soup facts, I'm sure. Okay, so I don't remember their names is all. I think this might be after the eldest had gone to college. So now it's just the 4 boys and their sister in their mom's womb. But she is eventually born, so not in her mom's womb in the last time I played. Okay, next. Closer picture of the same scene. Okay, moving on. And now it's at another angle. Again, adore their kitchen. But we must move on. Oh my gosh, another picture of the same thing. Okay. Very, very cute, very coy. Next, same thing, different expression. Next, same thing, different angle. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking. Next. Oh my gosh, something's wrong with me. There's too many pictures of the same scene. Okay, okay, we get it. Next. 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 Okay. Wow, there's 5 boys. No wonder. No wonder. No wonder Winnie or Ginny was such a godsend. This is too many freaking boys. Okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is the dorky, dweeby, funny twin, looking like a weirdo wearing a tie to school for no reason. And that is why he is who he is. Pretty sure he aged up into that naturally, and that's what inspired my idea about his personality. Okay, next. They're all outside, and I don't know why. Probably picking up a pizza, because I can kind of see the pizza lady in the back. Now there's a pizza person. That's the actual uniform, but maybe in the next picture I see it better. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so this is all of them. Oh, and Maya's there. Maya's a teenager, and she's in their house for some reason. They're all here together and trying to all simultaneously answer the pizza lady, I think. And Marie is not having it. She looks totally stressed out. Okay, next picture. Oh, another overhead shot of, well, at least one small section of the neighborhood. Oh, so that's what the townhomes look like. The townhomes I was describing earlier, they all have, I redid all of them, and they all look so nice when you make them all different colors like this. And there's another batch of them where they're all the same exact color, and I like that too. Okay, next. Another overhead shot of the neighborhood. It actually looks like there are fewer people from these more close-up shots. There are a lot of vacant houses. Okay, next. Okay, another overhead shot. Great. And another overhead shot. And, oh, okay, we're done with that. Okay, so now we are at the Goth house with Nina and Dina and their makeover looks, sporting hair that looks more natural for them, even though it's technically not, but it's fine because dark people with dark features, dark hair, dark skin, they carry the genes for blonde and red hair all the time. That's how that works, actually. Not always, I guess, but yes, recessive genes are carried by people with dominant genes all the time. So that's how I've interpreted their EA hair colors. Is just a heads up that Nina has red hair in her blood, and Dina has blonde hair in hers. And they look more natural this way, but I might change it up in the future. But yeah, so this is Nina visiting her sister, and they've grown quite close over the years since she married Mortimer. And they went on a whole rant already explaining why I think Dina and Nina, but especially Dina, is someone who deserves defending, because the way EA had you think of her is just so wrong, and it's not even accurate given the personality points they've given her character. So it's a little bit annoying, but moving right along. Just the same. Oh, there's Miranda in the back. Miranda is the daughter of Dina Goth and Mortimer Goth. Mortimer never met his daughter, I don't think. And yeah, they're very They're a very self-sufficient family, obviously, because of Mortimer. But Dina is going to keep the Goth legacy alive and well, and she's paying for Alex's school and his fraternity fees because, of course, he went off to uni and joined a fraternity because he's a legacy kid, of course. Um, and yeah, she's no spendthrift, and she's working, and because gotta get out of the house, and she's helping everyone she can. Like, she gave her sister, well, I won't get into that, but yeah, she's a good person. Just because she wants a wealthy sim doesn't mean she's bad. So you guys need to change your mindset about what it is to be a gold digger and why we consider that bad as a society. Whose best interest, in whose best interest is it for you to think that's a bad thing? I mean, don't be a shallow person who just will take any dude because he's rich. That's a whole other type of thing. But like all slurs, they can accuse whatever woman they want of that. Uh, so having even minimum standards can lead you to being labeled one. But anyway, my point is just that Dina is great, so is Nina, and I played them so wonderfully. Their stories are so great, but I won't get into them here. When I play them, for real, I'll rehash what I've done with them. But for now, this is just a picture of them having dinner together, because unlike what the game sort of suggests they should be, they actually do get along, and they've grown really close, especially after Nina became a mother, and they're now in the same boat of being mothers, and they have all these war stories to swap now, and it's really quite beautiful. And Miranda has a cousin now, and it's so great. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is the ladies. Oh, this is before Alex went off to college. I didn't realize. So Alex did get to know his sister a bit, and yeah, because I remember there's a picture in here somewhere of like the two of them doing homework. It was like they were doing it at the same time, and I remember taking a picture of Alex and then taking a picture of Miranda. So he got to know her. She grew into a kid around him, and they actually formed a relationship. And that is Mortimer's urn. And I remember once, I think Dirk came in angry and he smashed the urn. Not Dirk. I don't remember who it was. Someone did it, but I didn't save. I was really annoyed, but I didn't save. So that's where Mortimer resides right now. I think, I don't know, I might have moved him to the graveyard or the cemetery, but I don't remember. But anyway, so this is just a chill, quiet, probably Sunday evening with the ladies, just shooting the poop and hanging out, and Dina actually loves Alexander like a son, and she treats him well. She's not some wicked stepmother. Not that I'm opposed to playing that. That's an interesting storyline for another family, but that's not what Dina is. Dina's a sweet woman with a lot of nice points, so there's no reason to play her as a villain. That's my phone again. Okay, gotta answer this and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Just had to do a little bit of phone business, but I am back, and I think I was just going on and on about how wonderful Dina is. She's just normal. That's all. I played her like a normal, compassionate, sweet, loving sim who wants fortune and wants to be financially secure, and she got that. And she yeah, okay, enough. I'm like so sick of my voice. But is there anything more I wanted to say? That this was just an evening of them hanging out. I love the little evenings of them doing family things, having family time together. Okay, next. Oh, oh, this is Miranda. Okay, I'm glad. For once, I actually got a picture of. I don't even know how to describe it. A picture of some of the life lived in between milestones. That's what I want to say. Because there's so many moments where I'm just like, I'll just, there'll be one thing and then it just will cut basically to a picture of something else. Like with the, Jody Larson, like she just goes from a college student to after, like on her honeymoon with Miguel Sanchez, and apparently I didn't take very many pictures in between those moments. So I'm glad I have this picture of Miranda actually aging into a kid, and it didn't just jump to her as a kid. And so this is her whole family. This is Dirk Dreamer and Darren Dreamer with his wife Cassandra, her brother Alex, or Miranda's brother Alex, her aunt in the back there, Aunt Nina, and then her mom at the front. And that is her current most hairstyle, if my memory serves me. And I don't like it that much, so I might change it. But that's life, isn't it? We all go through different hairstyles, right? So that's just her hairstyle for now. But yeah, so Miranda has just aged up into a child, and yay! And they're a pretty close family, and it's all good in the goth home. Okay, and then this is a picture of the three, the Dirk and Darren and Cassandra, with Dirk looking taller than normal because of his mohawk, inspired by his girlfriend Lilith. She could have been here, but I don't remember if I didn't think to invite her, but it would be a bit weird because she's supposed to be in college at this point, so it would be weird for her to go all the way back to Sim City or whatever. I forgot the name I gave their like country or town or whatever, to Pleasant View. It would be weird of her to go all the way back to Pleasant View just for, what is this, her boyfriend's, what is Miranda to Dirk? Your stepmom's sister. Your stepmom's half-sister is your what? I don't know. What's your mom's sister? Your aunt? Oh, I guess so. I guess Miranda would technically be his aunt, his step-aunt. Am I getting that right? Is my family math correct? That's so funny, but I think that is what she is to him, his step-aunt. So I guess that's kind of close, but it's not close enough to like warrant your girlfriend traveling all the way back home for, right? So, anyway, next picture. It's just the two of them now in here in the kitchen, and they are having a pillow fight. Cute, very cute. And there's pizza. Okay, next picture. Oh, Miranda's here at the table, all alone after having probably just eaten a slice of cake. And there's a grilled cheese sandwich on the table as well. Yeah, okay. I think next picture. So that is Alexander and Dirk having a pillow fight. And in my game, the way I saw it is that Alexander is pretty dorky, and he really looks up to... Ooh, that's the bell. I'll be back. Okay, so as I was saying before that doorbell interruption, um, the way I was playing Alexander and Dirk in my game was that Alexander is like this really dorky kid who like kind of looks up to Dirk as this cool guy. As I mean, he just reminded me of like a lot of kids I grew up with. Basically, I'm saying Alexander looked up to Dirk, saw him as a cool guy, wanted to be like him, wanted to get him to like him, and he was happy to be joined to Dirk's family uh, when Cassandra married uh, Dreamer, Darren Dreamer. So, yeah, that's their little story. Uh, so they're just, I think there's the last I played, they were still building their friendship. But a friendship is something Alexander was very interested in. And Dirk sees him, as like, what are they to each other? Brother-in-law, I think? Yeah, brother-in-law. Brother-in-laws. So, he likes him. He likes him okay. I think that was what I had Dirk's view be of Alex was, he's alright. Okay. Okay, so here, um, Dina is wooing the headmaster to try and get Miranda Goth into the private school that Alexander attends. And it really kind of should just be automatic entry when you have a sibling there and you have the legacy children like the Goths at the entryway door trying to get in, you'd think, but the game is what it is. So you have to do the whole dog and pony show of getting this guy to be on board with a new goth attending. Though I guess you could interpret it as, though I didn't at the time, interpret it as like this is Mortimer's like second child. Like Mortimer Goth is like a big name, but maybe they saw his marriage to Dina as a bit, less than good. I don't know how to say it. My words, I can't find them right now, but so maybe that was at play. But either way, this is just the process for every kid who wants to go to private school. And yeah, so this is them at the, I remember actually, this is where I learned that serving spaghetti gets you 0 points, and spaghetti is what Dina served. And this is also when I learned that the deans, what are they, the headmaster or whoever, you need to just impress him to get a really good like tour score. You need to impress him by like having like nice things like that statue in the corner over there of the bust of the lady, that kind of expensive stuff adorned in your home will get you a high tour score if you put it in the rooms that you show him. And I remember learning that probably on Mod the Sim, and I did it for Dina and family, and it worked. Oh, spoiler alert! But I don't know if I took pictures of the whole dinner, but well, let's just see what's next. Okay, just a different angle of the professor. I mean, and this was the end because the dinner is the last part. So I guess right after this, this would be the moment where he says she got in, and I was surprised and sad to learn that the dinner score was, I feel like, I can't remember if they got 0 points or like 1 point. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure they got in the first try. So why are there 2 refrigerators? I don't remember why I did that. I don't know, maybe it was when there was a party and there were a lot of people trying to do stuff, and I don't know, because there were no babies. I don't know. I don't know why there are two refrigerators. But that is a real tacky look if you're trying to show off this room to the headmaster. I don't know that they did show off this room, though. Uh, I love that Alexander is in his school clothes. It's a proper dinner together, and like Alexander helping schmooze the guy. I wonder if that at all plays into the schmoozing. If like a student, like a teenage student like Alexander is schmoozes the guy, the headmaster, if that has like more of an effect. It should, but I don't know. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, it's so cute. She's I don't know why that's so cute to me. Like, not just the picture of her doing homework, but like the narrative here is like, did she make it? Did she make it? And then just next scene is, or next picture is her in her uniform giving you the answer. And yes, she did make it. I mean, I knew she did, but yay, Miranda. So this is Miranda doing homework. I think this is the like couple like not I was gonna say series of pictures, but it's just a couple of pictures of like Alexander and her doing homework at the same time. So I'm pretty sure the next picture is going to be Alexander doing homework. Let's see. No, okay, but it's just her at another angle. Hey, that looks like a light switch. Oh no, that's probably a door keyhole. Yeah, that's not a light switch, of course not. I don't have that kind of thing in my game. Um, yeah, this is just Miranda doing homework, and I just thought this was a cool shot. Uh, yeah, let's see. I know there's a picture there it is, of Alexander doing homework. Here it is. And although he's dressed down, but yeah, he's also doing homework. And I think they're each in their own rooms, I want to say. I don't remember if they each have a desk in their room, but last I played Alexander was at college, so yeah, I don't know. I don't remember how their rooms looked when I left them, or last time I played. But anyway, let's go to the next. Oh, just a close-up, same deal. Oh, and the pen is the same kind. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, and he's got his lamp, and he's surrounded by that old goth aesthetic and wallpaper, and it's nice. It's not necessarily Alex's taste, just like it wasn't Cassandra's taste, but it is what it is. Okay, next picture. Oh gosh, just why do I do this? This is just 3 pictures of the same thing. I'm gonna go to the next. Okay, that's at least a different angle. Oh, they're doing homework in the same room. That was what was cool about it. And you can see like the age gap in like difference of the homework that they give the teen versus that was a messed up sentence, but the teen homework versus the child homework is like noticeably different. But it's cool. But yeah, so they were actually doing homework in the same room together, and that's like what my memory of this being cool was. Uh, this was homework time, and in this kind of household, that's the sort of thing that Mortimer would have implemented. You get home from school, you do your homework. It's homework time, because he wants his children to excel, and Dina would have carried that on. And we'll see which of the which of the goth kids implement that on their parents. Yeah, but let's see what's next. Okay. Oh, cute. This is a picture of Miranda. This seems to jump because I don't think Alexander's here anymore. I feel like I got that lemonade stand when after he had moved to university. So I guess this is Miranda. And I know I had to move objects on to get that lemonade stand there, because you can't put, it's so annoying, even though realistically kids would set up their lemonade stand on the sidewalk, but you can't do that because that's not their property in the game. So I had to move objects on, but it works just fine. It worked from memory. I think it worked just fine. And I liked the goth manor being sealed off with a gate, so and it wouldn't feel right to like have the people on the street coming onto their property. Although if you can't see it in the picture, but if you just scrolled over a little bit to the left, the driveway is completely open because the cars have to get out. So yeah, it's like someone theoretically could just walk on their property anyway, but it still looks nice to have a gate there, even though it's completely pointless because of that huge opening for the cars, for the driveway. But anyway, so I just thought it was nice that I think Miranda was the first person that I bought a lemonade stand for, because I think that was one of her wants, even though the goths don't need the money, but it's a nice experience. And I know Tessa Ramirez has a lemonade stand, but I didn't buy that for her. That was already like there, so I don't quite count that. But okay, next picture. Oh, okay, just a close-up. It's a cute sort of thing. I really wish they didn't default to green for the color of things like cups and bottles so much. It would be so much nicer if both of those things were white. The cups, the bottles. Yeah, that's annoying. But it's whatever. That's little Miranda. That's her day wear, her non-school uniform wear is that little top, and I forget the bottom. I think it's like red pants, or a skirt. I don't remember. Anyway. Oh, I love this picture. This is just a nice summer day. Miranda's all tuckered out. Dina's reading. I like this because, well, it reminds me of a thing I had I had Dina do to like respect Mortimer's memory. Like, he had a strong belief in no electronics or no television specifically in the room, in the living room. Like, you could have that upstairs, but never in the living room. That's for quiet time. That's for conversation. That's for family bonding. There's never to be a television in the goth manor. His parents didn't allow it, and he didn't allow it. And then Dina really wanted one, but after his passing, she decided she would respect that desire and not put one in there. So she uses this room to do what Mortimer always wanted, or what Mortimer liked to do, which was bond and talk and rest and read and just enjoy the firelight and each other's company, and not be burdened or distracted with with fake news, with the news media, with anything like that from TV. It's actually not funny what all of that is connected to, but yeah, that's something she's upheld for him. Yeah, and so this picture like represents that, because Miranda had a long day out selling lemonade, and they went to the park, and I should have gotten a picture of that, but there were so many things I didn't get pictures of them seeing. And yeah, now Miranda's resting, and Dina is just quietly reading, and it's such a sweet little moment. That really old, like, Victorian. Is it Victorian? I feel like Victorian furniture. But anyway, let's see what the next picture is. Okay, just a random picture of the front. Oh, this is after they got a dog. Yeah, that was a want of Miranda's, because I can see the bone next to the door. Oh, and I didn't even mention, I'm pretty sure in a picture I just passed, I think there was a picture of a big, like, the most expensive dog house, and it's like, I was so happy to like be able to have a family to buy that with, because if anyone had the most expensive doghouse, it would be the Goths for whatever dog they had, right? I don't even know if that doghouse was in the picture yet. I don't know if I had gotten that dog yet, but there's a dog bone in this picture, so I think I must have gotten the dog. But yeah, that was a want of Miranda's, and I thought, why not? The house is pretty empty. It's just the girls, just the ladies, just Dina and her daughter in this big old mansion. Um, so they filled some of that space with a dog, and yeah, and I had a little thing where Mortimer always wanted a dog, but he never let himself get one because his grandfather was such a grandfather. Well, yeah, I'll say grandfather, but and also father was such a stickler for like pets and things. And but Mortimer really wanted one, but he like was adhering to his grandfather's wishes more than his dad's, because his dad kind of wanted, or his dad was more like okay with it, but he was like also trying to honor his father. And so Dina said, in that one way, I will like bend the rules a bit, because it's something Mortimer would have wanted but was too fearful of his father or grandfather really to break that rule. Yeah. Well, anyway, in this picture you can see the alarm system and those candelabras, and it's a nice little entryway. And I know that shower was not originally in there, but yeah, I added a shower to this bathroom. I like the idea of every bathroom being as useful as possible, because I know it didn't originally have one, and then it's just a half bath at that point. Okay, but anyway, I can't think of anything more I want to say about this picture. Basically nothing, so let's move on. Oh, okay, some random guy who I do not remember the significance of or the role of in my game. I probably made him to test stuff on, because I really don't remember him at all. And there have been a few, if you watch the former parts, there have been a few Sims I've come across who I have no recollection of. And they're all like male, I think. Oh, okay. So here we are, finally at Kumail Nanjiani and his dad. So you see, I couldn't actually remember if they started out with a mom and a dad, or if they started out as just, a mom and a dad and a son, or if it started out with just the son and the dad. But, it's such a long story, and I always say, oh, I'll tell it briefly, but like 30 minutes later, I'm like only halfway finished telling the story. And it's like so silly because it's fiction, but you know what? Sims has inspired some really great fiction writing from me, but that's not the issue. It's not about the silliness of it. It's about the like, I don't want to get into it. There's so much. But I think I explained it though in one of the older parts. I think, and I feel like I'm repeating a lot of stuff I said in the older parts, which is probably annoying if you're listening to all of them, but I don't have a great memory of what I've said because I've said so much. But I think I did explain. I have a distinct memory of going over the whole story with Kumail and his dad, and I'll just say it all. This will be a brief synopsis. I think I went over how Kumail had it like he was already had lost his mom when he was a baby, then a thing where him and his dad were living on their own, and then these women, Brittany enters his life because she, like, okay, I'm not even telling this well at all. First of all, I want to see what the next picture is. Oh, okay. This must be a Tester family. I really have no memory of who these people are. And I just completely skipped the story of Kumail and his dad, but I'm pretty sure I told it already, and when I start playing, I'll tell it again, so it's a long, wonderful story, but it's long, so I just don't feel like going over it again. And I'm pretty sure I did already in an older part, but there's also a possibility that you might not have watched the older parts again because they're long-winded. But yeah, I'm not gonna, not right now. But okay, so I don't know who this, I'm assuming mom and daughter are. I don't remember who they are. I probably again made them to test stuff on, and who knows where they are now because no memory at all. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay, so we're with the Nanjianis now. So I guess I'll explain a little bit. So this is the home that Kumail and his dad built, mostly his dad. So like, okay, I guess the dad and the mom, the story goes, Mama Nanjiani, Dad Nanjiani, and Kumail, the son, he who has the plum bob over his head in this picture, he lived in a house with his family. His mom died, got sick, and then the dad and the son moved out into this smaller apartment, the one you're seeing in this picture, and it was just the two of them, and the bills got a bit overwhelming, so Kumail said, hey, why don't we get someone to live in the spare room? And then the dad was like, oh, but I want you to have your own room. He's like, no, we should get, it'll be better for us to be able to save that money and, not have to pay for all this, because he knows his dad is on disability and they don't have that much money to be spending, even though this place is pretty tiny. Anyway, so they put out a Craigslist ad, and Brittany in the purple jacket, who's building the snowman with Kumail in this picture, she finds the ad and she responds, and Mr. Nanjiani, he's all about study and be get an education and do well in school, and that's all what Brittany's about. And so he lets her move in, and there's a whole story with her where she was emancipated when she was a kid, because she came from a rough home life, and then she had a pen pal in school, and that's the blonde on the couch, and they kept in touch all these years, and then she was like, oh, now I'm living with this great dad and son, and they're so sweet. And then she's like, oh, well, I need a place to stay. And then Brittany goes to Kumail and his dad, and he asks if her friend could move in or stay for a little bit. And then she comes over, and then he didn't want her to stay long because he feels bad about these young girls. They should be with their mom and dad. And then she's explaining, but we don't have ideal family situations. Sometimes your blood family is just not as good to you as they should be, so sometimes you need to leave, and that's a foreign concept for Kumail's dad, who comes from a culture where you're always family first, and blood family is the implied family in that saying, family first. But he sees Brittany as sweet and smart and hardworking too. Or not Brittany, what's her name, darn it, she's a known sim. She's in Everybody's Game. I can't remember her name right now. There's Brittany Zarubin. She's black, and Kumail I made, and Brittany she was generated as a maid, and then I just was inspired to make this story for her after one of the what do you call it? One of the fraternity guys in Academy Latour had a crush on her. But anyway, the blonde's name is what is her name? She is Marissa Bendett, I think. Yeah, Marissa Bendett. Okay, so then he signs off on her moving in. So it's the four of them, this happy little family. The Jeff Wynn, who's a real comedian, he calls Kumail the kid with the hot aunts, because they're always there, not always, but they're often there for his little PTA meetings that Kumail's dad couldn't get to and stuff. and they're like a real proper family. And then fast forward a bit, Camille's dad passes away, and it's a shock to everyone, and Camille's all stunned and quiet, and then finally he like breaks his silence, and he's like, I'm an orphan, and he just cries, and the girls comfort him, and they're like, no, you're not an orphan, you have family, you always have family. And then they like go and undergo the steps to legally adopt him, and then he's legally their son, even though they're not a couple. And I looked it up, and you can do that. So that is a thing. It's very rare, but you can do that. And I think most of the U.S. I think I don't remember which states. I don't know state specifics, but I was reading about a couple not a couple, just two friends who did do this. But anyway, it doesn't need a real precedent because it's fiction. But so they did that. They adopted him, and now they're just this like family trying to find good times through the sadness, even though things are not perfect. They are happy and they love each other, and they have each other, and it's so sweet and great. And they're like, you'll always have a family as long as you have us, and we'll never let you be alone. And they're even paying for his like school fees and stuff, because I've said before, but I'll say again, in my game, even public school kids have fees, because in my real life, public school had fees. So yeah, so they like take care of him. He's their responsibility, and that's the story. The like the summarized version, but I pretty much went into everything. But that's the summarized version of the Nanjiani story. And of course, if you're worth your weight in salt, is that a saying? I think I just made that up, or I mixed up two sayings, or butchered one and added my own stuff. But if you know anything, you probably have heard of Kumail Nanjiani. He's a comedian and an actor. Really, that's his main thing right now, is acting. And that's where I got the name from. I was just a fan of his in random little things he was in, and I'd seen his stand up, and that's who inspired, like, and I was making someone who was like Pakistani, and so I gave him this name, and I don't even remember what I gave the dad. The name I gave the dad, I don't remember, but it doesn't really matter. But so yeah, so this is the story of them, and I love it. It's like it's one of my favorites. It's up there. It's like tied for like two others. The one with Nina Caliente is like, it maybe it edges. It's like tied. It's tied to this. Well, okay, but yeah, I'm like talking too much. But that's the story of Kumail and his new family, and it's great. And this is a picture of them in the wintertime. Him and Brittany are building a snowman, and Marissa is inside watching television, and they help him with homework and help him with everything and help him with girl problems, and yeah, it's a really great little dynamic. Okay, next. Oh, that toilet though is disgusting, but whatever. Okay, so next picture. Oh, okay. I just thought this would be good to take a picture of this scene with the walls up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if that's Brittany Zarubin. That might be his bestie, who will, I'm gonna spoil, later becomes his girlfriend. I think I made it official the last time I played. That might be Asia Cocker, who is eventually Kumail's girlfriend, who, because she's one of those Sims that is just like in the neighborhood, she's an orphan too, so they relate in that way. I mean, she's automatically an orphan because of the way EA has it. All the Sims who you don't make are, unless they're like playable, they're implicitly orphaned. They don't have any family ties. So I run with that, and I make that a real part of their story, and at least in Asia Cocker's case, and pretty much all of the I don't never know what the right thing is to call them, the non-playables, but they are playables. But aren't non-playables people like Mrs. Crumplebottom? That's a real non-playable. But like people like Asia Cocker, she's another character who's in everyone's game. She is technically eventually playable, so I don't know. I don't know the right designation, but I think that might not be Brittany. I think that might be Asia. I cannot tell. Her head is bent over, and I don't know where Brittany is in this picture, but she's his other mom. Uh, but maybe I don't know. Maybe she's at work. Maybe. But let's go to the next picture. Maybe that'll tell us something. No, not at all. Okay, but now I see better that that is indeed Brittany, or that is indeed Asia, because Brittany is black and Asia is about this. I think she's the same skin tone as Kumail, and I can see on closer inspection that this sim in the pink is skin tone 1 or 2, so that would not be Brittany. So Brittany must be, I don't know, in bed or something, or at work. I'm not sure. But anyway, so these two are making a snowman, if that is not completely obvious. And let's see what's next. And this is them further into making the snowman. Got the head on there. And let's see what's next. Okay, we're completely out of the Nanjiani family, and we're in one of the Academy Latour dorms. And again, I loved playing them. That was another favorite. So many favorite playing moments. And when I've definitely mentioned that, how much I loved creating these homes, or these Greek houses for Academy Latour. And I'm seeing now the person under the plumb bob in the back there. That's Adam. That's Adam, and that's Brittany. And Brittany is the one I was just talking about. So it's almost like while Asia and Kumail and Marissa are back home watching TV and building a snowman, Brittany is like here meanwhile at Adam's fraternity having a party. This is definitely the frat house because Adam is the one under the plumb bob. So if I'm controlling the boys, that means it's the fraternity. And so they're having a party, and I'm pretty sure that's Angela in the kitchen there. And Angela is in the sorority at this point, but you know, they're like the fraternity and sorority in Academy Latour are real tight. They're like, I mean, they're the only ones I've really played. They're only sorority fraternity I've really played, or Greek houses I've really played. I haven't done that much Greek house playing in La Fiesta Tech or Sim State. So these are the frat, and these are the Greek houses I know the best. And so just explaining a bit in this picture, that van back there in the driveway is probably for the whole house. It's definitely for the whole house. And I'm thinking the little car belongs to, I think, Alexander. Yeah, he like instantly went and joined a fraternity, and he instantly got in because legacy kid. And yeah, he can pay those fraternity dues with ease. And I think that the little car might be his personal car. And then there's also a frat house car. And I'm surprised it's that one, because they could have definitely gotten a cooler, I don't know. The vans don't have really that many cool options. I don't remember. It's been a while. Okay, so this is just a a party. And, yeah. I can't, maybe the person Alex is talking to very well, maybe Marissa Bendett, because there's a whole thing with them where he saw her while his frat bros were out, and he like thought she was the most beautiful woman in the world, and he's been obsessed ever since. But yeah, I don't know. So this is just a frat party. So I can move on to the next picture. Oh, and I see the sorority founder is over there eating pizza at the desk. That's Jenna, and she's wearing the same top as Brittany. And I'm pretty sure last time I played they were still wearing the same top, so I need to change one of them. Okay, next picture. Oh, okay, this is Mike Seaver. I remember him. I can't remember why I made him. I think I specifically made him to do what he's doing, which is, if I remember correctly, he's running the toy shop in Bluewater Village. And that was his destiny. And I made a whole backstory for him. I don't really remember it that well now, but I wrote down all these backstories, so yeah, this is Mike Seaver, and he's the toy shop guy. Okay, next picture. Okay, this is just him from another angle with an interesting nose, a little bumpy, kind of cute. Okay, that's nice. Next picture. Ugh, I do this too much. Okay, next. Oh my gosh, next. Ugh. Okay, so this is him finally out of there, and his head looks too big for his body, but whatever. Okay. Oh, this is the sadness. This is what Dustin Broke was living with. I already know who these are and what this is. I don't even know if Dustin's still living with them at this point, but I did explain, I think, in the last part that these people, maybe even in earlier this part, because I took a whole long break and I don't remember what I even said in the first half, but these two people were Dustin's roommates. He had a crush on the girl, the woman, young lady, but she was not feeling him. The feelings were not reciprocated, so that's his little sadness, and it just became super awkward to live here, and eventually he flunked out of school. So yeah, he flunked out of school. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh yeah, that just says it all. And Dustin, I don't think Dustin's even here at this point, but now, because these two have touched one of my Sims' lives, I have to play them, which I sound a little upset about, but I'm not. It's just a thing I have to do now. So I have to go back there and play them through and then move them somewhere. We'll see where they end up, but yeah, Dustin is not too fond of these two because they were in love. It's not their fault. They didn't do anything wrong. Just Dustin got the wrong impression. He thought he had a chance with her, and he thought this guy was his new college bestie, but they were really into each other. So, a little bit sad, but I was going to say we've all been there, and I don't know that that's true, but we all have probably been somewhere there, somewhere in that neighborhood of having a crush on someone who doesn't return it. We've all probably been there at least. Okay, but next picture. Oh, just them chilling on the couch. It's interesting to see the contrast in their skin colors. Why do I feel like I've never seen that pairing before? I'm sure I have, but I can't think of any skin 3 people with skin 1 people. But her skin looks really, like, properly white. It has the red underhues of, like, a real white person. But anyway, let's go to the next. And there's them, and I guess this must have been after Dustin left, because I'm not seeing him, and they're having a lot of lovey-dovey time without his presence, and it looks like they're about to have a romantic spaghetti dinner. And he's probably waiting for her to come home, and I don't know that that's what it was, but that's a cute idea that he's waiting for her to come home from class. But yeah, let's see. Oh, there she is. So I guess she is home, just not at the table for whatever reason. Okay, next. Okay, we're out of that. Okay, so this is Dole Joy. I remember I made him to be a tester sim, And then I don't remember why exactly, but I guess 'cause his outfit inspired me to play him a certain way, and I made him a tourist, and I made him meet this other guy who I also made to be a tester sim, but then he like had these perfect Asian eyes, and I feel weird saying that, but whatever, cuz I've said sorry, that was my phone. And now they're doing all this stuff all around me, and you can probably hear machinery going, but I'll try to talk through the noise. But so yeah, I was saying Asian eyes are hard, and I finally made a sim. I mean, I've made a few, but not as many as I'd like, with nice Asian eyes, and he really is a beautiful sim. And I'm like, I can't just use this guy to test stuff on and discard him, and then so eventually I put him in my game. Um, but so that guy, I don't remember his name right now, but this is Joel Joim, and he was truly meant to be disposed of. But then I had him be a fling for Nina Caliente, and then he was so like charming and like polished and respectable, and he was a businessman, and I took him out of these clothes. But I did initially make him a like tourist. Well, I didn't make him a tourist, but I'm like, because this is like a tourist outfit, I like, it inspired me to make a story where he was lost and he runs into that. Okay, so I just got really distracted with someone entering my home, basically. But I'm back, and I don't remember what I was saying about this guy, Joel Joim. What do I want to say? Because I don't want to say everything because it's so long. You know, I'll leave it at that for now because who knows what the next picture is. I really don't know. So, but this is Joel Joim, and he eventually dates Nina Caliente, and it's a really great story, and I had so much fun playing it. But let's go to the next picture. Oh, I'm pretty sure. I think this is Mike Seaver's house, but I don't know for sure. I don't remember. I don't know whose house this is, but I like it. It feels like a Blue Water Village house. But, okay, let's see what's next to give us a clue. That didn't help. This is just the lower level. I think it's Mike Seaver, though, and I don't know if I built it, but I might have furnished it. I feel like I furnished it. And I gave Mike Seaver a whole life already, so I think this was the house I gave him because he needed to be established as the toy store owner. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is his house. But let's go to the next. Okay, this is just another angle. That didn't help. Oh, there he is. I see him at the fridge. Okay, yeah, this is Mike Seaver's house. My memory or instincts or both are correct. This is Mike Seaver's house, and he lives in a nice already, but I mean, in the narrative of his story, he worked hard to pay for this. Yeah. There's a whole thing with him too. There's a nice little story, but I haven't even started it. But basically, I'll say this much. There was a sim who I had spent all of her money to find out who her soulmate is, and she paid the most you can possibly pay to find that out. She paid what do you call that person? The fortune teller lady. And she got sent Mike Seaver, and they had 3 bolts. So, but then I didn't save. And so what I'm going to do is just, instead of paying for that service, I'm just going to have... Okay, I got interrupted again, so I have to again try to figure out what I was going to say, because I don't remember anymore, even though I had it in my head, because I thought the interruption would last just a few seconds, maybe a minute, and then it was quite prolonged. So I don't know. I was saying something about Mike Seaver, and the fortune teller and how I'm gonna have them meet on their own and not pay for it, because I'm a little trickster that way, and that's how you save your sim some money. And so I'm gonna have them meet in a like really normal way. She's gonna enter his shop, and they're gonna click. And though I'm part of why I'm doing it this way is because I'm curious to see if they will have the 3 bolts by themselves, or if that 3 bolt was like something the matchmaker like did, like she like put it in them, if that's how the matchmaking works, if they pick someone who's really already three bolts, or if they give some random person of the proper age 3 bolts, or so we'll see how that works. But that's what I'm gonna do with Mike Seaver. Yeah, I think that's all I was saying. When I re-listen to this, I'll know, and I'm gonna be like, oh, but whatever. Okay, next. Okay, this is just his house from another angle. He has a like quiet media, or is that called a media room? He has a living room and a media room. Cute. It's nice. He has a nice place. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, so this is a picture of, again, the top floor. I'm pretty sure I adorned this place. I may have even built it from the ground up. I can't remember, but this is so my style is the thing. So I feel like I built it, but I don't actually know. I may have just furnished it. But I think I tried to make it look like this was his family home, and it was already lived in, and that's why there are already beds in the rooms, even though he's a single man who lives by himself. So I think that's what I was doing with the decorating and furnishing. Okay, let's go to the next. Yep, this is all just, I like that that view. I didn't know you could see the billboards in like from the ground level. But yeah, that's nice. That's probably why I took the picture. Okay, next. Oh, yep, so I think now we're at his toy shop, and 2 of his toy robots don't work. And you know what's funny is I haven't even ever played, I haven't ever, what am I saying? I haven't ever played a sim where they actually purchase and play with one of these in-game toys, or really in-game anything. Like all these things you can build at those workstations that you can buy. Like I don't think I've had a sim buy flowers made from a floral station, or a toy made from the toy station, or that a sim learned to make in the toy station, or whatever it's called. And I feel like there's one other one. Maybe there isn't, but no, I haven't had anyone purchase the robots yet, or the brick friend, or whatever it's called. So there's still a lot of stuff in the game I haven't even done. I don't think I've ever played Mike Seaver as a shop owner from his perspective. I just had him in there because I think I had this idea that Jenna, she would eventually become pregnant. Jenna and Brad would have, a baby, and this will be my first like sim with like a lot of friends, because they both have all these fraternity and sorority friends, and I thought they'd have a nice big baby shower, and I would want some of my sims to have a place to go and buy gifts for the baby shower. And then I'm like, so I need to get someone operating this toy store, because the toy store I think was already there, and I just needed someone to own it. So that's what I did. I made Mike Seaver to do just that. But he needs some well, I was gonna say he needs some offspring to take over the business, but you know, offspring, his kids should be able to do what they want with their lives, whatever that will be. But really, I need someone to take over. But you know, we'll see how his life plays out in this game. Okay, next. Oh, cool. This is a blast from the past. It's so funny how these things work out. So I made this place, and it was initially going to be like a spa place, like a place to like get your hair done, buy jewelry. Like I put like these steam rooms in there, and it was supposed to be that kind of thing, that kind of place. And this was my first version of it. And then when I put it in the game, I found that Sims couldn't get to it. Like no matter how they tried, when I went there, they couldn't get to the front door. It was like built on like a cliff. I built it real weird, and Sims just couldn't get inside. So then what I did was I remade it, and I remade it so much better. And so the Spa 2.0 is just like a million times nicer than this first iteration of the Spa. And then in that one, the new one, I had like a restaurant put in. I built a restaurant on the top floor, and it's so nice. It's like that was the first restaurant I ever built in the game. My cat is going nuts. So, he wants attention. Okay, but so that's what I did, and this is a picture of the first place, which, because I didn't have anything to compare it to, I was super proud at first. And this is how the first version of, I think I called it Paradise Spa. This is how it looked at first. This is another angle of it, or another view. I mean, not really another angle, but just another, I guess, angle of it. I guess that is the right word. Or another view of it. Whatever. Okay, next. And a view of the beach. And I think that was what really inspired me, was I wanted to build a spa place on like the beach, but this just didn't work out. The routing was just impossible to navigate, literally, so I had to scrap it. But yeah, this is what it was at first. And there's the male and female bathrooms, and there's the hot stone treatment thingies. Man, the second version is so much nicer. But this was my first conception, which I would have probably been fine with if it had worked, if it had been playable and my Sims were actually able to enter it. So it's so interesting to see how how I like was inspired to do better second time around. And yeah, and you can kind of see at the top edge there how steep the incline is, so this is why the Sims were not able to get to it. I think it was really deeply sunken into the ground, and Sims couldn't walk down to get to it. Yeah. And that's just another picture of the hair salon area. And another overhead of where you can buy a phone, and there's a locker room and what do you call this? Not locker rooms, but though there is a changing room where you can shower, but what do you call that? The hot tub is there. So interesting to see what I thought looked nice at first. Okay, and this is just yeah, just a different angle. Okay, and then a different angle. Feels more right to call a different angle. I'm just reminiscing now. Oh yeah, you can see, I don't know why I thought that would ever be reachable. Like, look at that. How could a Sim possibly walk down that? you can see on the right side of the screen, there's like the incline is ridiculous. So Sims were at, you know, street level and they would have to walk. There's just no way to walk down that thing. And that's why this had to be scrapped, because it just, I don't know why it didn't level to the top like I thought it would. It leveled to the bottom. But I guess that makes sense because I did want it to be a beach adjacent place, so yeah. The beach area is on the ground. It's not level with the street. So that's such a shame though, because yeah, I wanted to make a beach place, but alas. But and I can, like, now I'm seeing it from this angle and it is kind of nice. A lot of lights, but it is kind of nice. But I did better. I do like the second version better, so okay, now I'm just gonna go through these pictures because there's way too many. Okay, next. There we go. Oh, pretty Nina Caliente. So her hair doesn't look like this anymore, but this is how her first makeover looked. And I think with my makeup and hair, she looks so much better than what EA had her in. And I know for a lot of people her red hair is iconic, but it just looks so wrong. I feel weird because I know there are people like Aboriginal Australians. They're like dark skinned with blonde hair naturally, but generally you don't really see dark skinned people with naturally red hair or naturally blonde hair. So it just looks weird to me, and I just prefer, you know, Nina and Dina to be in like hair that looks right for them. And so for me, at least for Nina and Dina, I thought these makeovers really fit. Especially, this is like her first makeover, Nina's, but the second makeover is the one that really, the way she looked last I left her was like, I loved it so much. But yeah, this is Nina after her first makeover, right after I think after Dina had left. I think. Probably not, because the pictures, you know, are in order of when I took them, I think. So maybe this is like the first time I played her since Dina left. That's possible. Yeah, okay, next. Oh, this is the Avila family. My Filipino Sims. I forget their first names. I think her name is Reina and his name is Reina and something Avila. And they're Filipino and they're a couple. And they live in, I think, Blue Water Village, because I'm trying to populate that hood, because I'm trying to populate all the hoods. I don't want Pleasant View to be the only hood filled with Sims to play, especially because my neighborhoods are getting, I've made a lot of Sims, so I need more room for them. And now with all these college Sims who are eventually going to graduate and need places to live, I need to consider other places for them to live. Well, places other than Pleasant View is what I meant to say. So yeah, this is Reina, and I can't remember her husband's name, but okay, moving on. I don't remember who this is. Maybe a tester sim, I think? Yeah, probably a tester sim. Okay, this is Brandy? Is this Brandy Broke? Oh, I think this is that party I threw. The New Year's Eve party. Oh, that was, and that, you see, this is, what's his name? What's his name? Jaquette. Jean Jaquette, is that his name? I think, or is that his dad's name? But the Jaquette guy, well, I'll just say, because the pictures are revealing it, him and Brandy get together. I might have even said this already. But, like, so his employee is Maya Sanchez, and Maya he invited, he threw a party, a New Year's party, and I don't know if this is it, but I think this might be it. And it just, the way things happened were so organic, and without like anything like ACR, Maya and Bo Broke, who I had been wanting to get together, finally like had their first romantic interaction, and that was really cool. And there was a thing where Maya came and she was in a bad mood the first time, because I had two versions of the party for some reason, and I didn't save the first one. But the first one where I invited her, she like started stomping on all of his flowers in the yard, and like it in that version, the party started, and I mean it happened in the second one too, but the party started in the daytime, and there was no fence around his flowers, and she came in and she started stomping on all of them. Oh, what I meant to say is it started off with no snow on the ground. The party started off with a clear day, clear skies, and she just came in stomping on the flowers, and then I'm like, okay. And I don't know if that's why I didn't save, but something made me not save. And so I went back and redid the party, and I put this fence around his garden, and then I did the party over again, and it started snowing in this version. And Maya and Bo, they like got friendly and they got romantic, and it was so sweet and organic, and it wasn't too much, and it was a really fun day and cool party, and yeah, it was a good time. I can't see Maya in the picture, but I'm pretty sure this. Oh yeah, I do see her. She's in the bathroom. And Bo's trying to go in there, but she's in there, I think. But yeah, and it was just such a nice little party. I remember I wrote, because I always write, like, I have a section in my notes for, like, what happened last time I played, so I remember, because I wouldn't otherwise, for the most part. And then I write what I plan to do next in the same Word document. And, yeah, that was something I remember writing really happily about. How I think they had their first kiss, or they flirted. I can't remember what they did, but if I read it back, I'll know. But I do have the memory of writing it and being like, oh, so sweet. So I see his mom was still alive during this time. But yeah, this is just when they were courting. They weren't yet married or anything. So he just invited like Reina and her husband, and he invited his employee Maya, and he invited Brandy, and he threw a bit of just a little New Year's Eve party, and it was nice. Okay, let's move on. Oh, this is my guy, Eddie Guerrero. I just made him for no reason. He wasn't made to be tested on. I just wanted I guess another Hispanic guy in the neighborhood, and of course his name is from The Wrestler, but I don't think he looks anything like The Wrestler. But yeah, maybe he'll end up with the Lothario lady, because I don't know what to do with her. So yeah, this is Eddie. Just made him to be a part of the Pleasant View hood, because I think I was lacking for male Sims or something, or I don't remember why I made him, but I know I didn't make him to be a tester sim. I made him to be a part of the neighborhood. So yeah, that's Eddie. Okay, next pick. Oh boy, we're here now. This is a funny little story. If you're like, I don't know, does the Sim in the green sweater look familiar to you if you're watching this? I mean, obviously you're watching this, although you could just be listening to it. So if you're looking at your screen or whatever, Does the sim, the green, look familiar at all? Because I made her to look like someone, and you know what actually happened was at first I made her to look like a Disney princess. Then I noticed she started looking like someone that I am aware of. I don't know this person in real life, but I am aware of this person in real life, because they exist in real life. And then I'm like, I'm gonna make that person that, and I named her the name, and I'm being so like coy or whatever. And then I did something that's probably gonna corrupt my game, but I did it anyway. I aged these sisters down to children, and then they were in their home unsupervised, so they got picked up by the adoption people, or by the, what do you call it, social worker. And so she's like, they were kids now in the system, and I knew whoever adopted two girls next would get these two. And I did have them be adopted, because this sim eventually inspired me to make the family surrounding the person she looks like, which feels so weird because I was so obsessed for a long time with this family. They're a YouTube family, and I don't even want to say their names because it's so, my feelings towards them are so different now. Not like bad, but like just, I don't know, I've grown up, and it's like, I don't see them in the same shiny light I used to. But I'll just say, because the way I'm beating around the bush, it's like, it's annoying me. So I'll just say that's supposed to be Colette. Colette, what's her real name? I mean, that is her real name, but I guess Butler is her married name. I don't know what her maiden name is, but that's supposed to be Colette, aka Shay Carl's wife. And these were just supposed to be two sisters, because this was my phase of trying to bring new life into the hood. And then I'm like, she looks so much like Kalea. She looks so much like Colette. Colette, like Shay Carl's Colette. And so I decided to just have her be Colette, and I named her Colette after the real Colette. And I don't remember what their family name was before what I made it, but then I'm like, I'm just gonna play her as Colette. And then I'm like, but then I was like, I can't, as I was playing the sisters, I'm like, I should, and I started thinking, I want to play her as Colette. I'm like, but this is not how I know Colette's family to look. And then I'm like, okay, well, if Colette exists in this world, I have to make Shay, and I have to make Shay's family. And I know Shay shares so much of his family, so I knew all the people to make. And this is why my hood is so white, honestly, because there's a lot of white people in these families. But I actually really liked playing Colette's family. It was like, just as a simming, it was just fun to play these sims. It was fun to play this kind of poor, like, down home family, and they're one of the families who lives in a trailer park or trailer home, where it's like, it becomes a nice big family home, because I keep adding extensions to it, which I probably don't need to say all this because I think it's in pictures, but I just wanted to explain some backstory. So I just, like, in the process of making a sim, a Disney princess looking sim, I made Colette Butler, and I went with it. I decided to go with it and play model Colette after her family, and or what I knew of her family, because I think I got some stuff wrong, but it's whatever. And it's actually one of Colette's family members is who I did the teen pregnancy experiment with. The male half of that, I should say. So I made a kid be her little brother, and then, or no, her older brother, I think. Cause I like again like Shay and Colette like shared so much about their family, so at the time, and I probably made this back in like 2014 or so. I knew so many random things about their families because they shared so much in their vlogs about their families. So some of it got mixed up, and I think I got some stuff wrong, but I knew basics like names and stuff. Like well, I won't go into everything right now, but so basically that's what this is, and I don't know what to do. Like I wanted to like kill off everyone because it feels weird to play them now, and I don't know, but it's like they're like now they're a part of the neighborhood. Like I've connected them to my Sims, like the Livingston family, who's just made up of based on no one in real life, is now tied to the Croft family. That see, and I'm pretty sure that's Colette's maiden name because I knew my stuff about them back then, which is kind of creepy, but hey, they said it. They put it out there. I just had a memory back then. And so yeah, so I think it's Colette Crofts and their family are the Crofts. And I had her brother Adam Crofts be a teen dad with Jasmine Livingston, and it's so silly, but weird too, and I don't know, but I just, I, there were fun parts of playing them, so I don't want to just throw it all away. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the next picture because I'm talking too much, and I'm talking about stuff that it's not even in this picture, so let's go to the next. Oh, well, isn't that's just perfect. So I guess at the beginning I probably thought I was gonna just play them as adults, and then I was like, no, I have to start from the beginning. So this, if I don't know if you can tell, but this is Shay and his family. This is so weird. It's Shay and his siblings. It's Shay in the bear print shirt. I think that's Shay, and then that's Carly next to him, and then that's Casey next to him on the other side, and then that's Logan at the end there, or the front there. And then I aged them all down and had them all be adopted by, who I know to be Shay's parents. I can't remember their names right now, but I'm sure I named them correctly in the game. But yeah, so I thought this will be fun, but it's really kind of creepy now. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these families, but this was me from 2014. So cut me a little bit of slack, but I'm gonna go to the next. Oh, okay. So we're out of that territory, and in the like in the spirit of me adding new blood, I made this family because there were no like just straight up black families. I mean, the Salamancas are basically a black family, but I guess I mean black families that are like all the same brown complexion. And so that's where these guys come in. And this is actually based on a real family I know and another family I know. And I almost don't want to say their name for that reason, but whatever. Okay, so as I was saying before that phone call, this is the Rabinovich family, which is kind of an odd name, but it's kind of based on a real family, so it's fine. Yeah, and this is they actually don't live in Pleasant View though. They live in where do they live? They live in downtown. And I don't know if I explained how I made the other downtown that is attached to Pleasant View. It's not the downtown that comes with nightlife. I made a downtown that I modeled. I guess I can explain this briefly. That I modeled like house for house and street for street after what is Belladonna Cove. So I'm such a like Pleasant View purist. I like, as I was saying, I'm such a Pleasant View purist that I really struggle to play any neighborhood that isn't Pleasant View. And if I can't have it interact with Pleasant View, I'm like not interested. So instead of playing Belladonna Cove, I recreated truly from scratch because there was a neighborhood template that was added when you added whatever Belladonna Cove came with. A template that was like the Belladonna Cove template. So I created a downtown using the Belladonna Cove template, and then I don't even remember. I think I took pictures, and then I just would look at the pictures, and like I totally from scratch recreated Belladonna Cove, and minus the playable families already in the hood. So I was that serious about it, and I like that took forever, but anyway, so that was quite a labor of, I guess, love, probably a labor of like nuttiness, really. Um, but yeah, so these are the Rabinoviches whose names I also, oh no, I do remember them because their names are, I'm pretty sure I named them after like a Regina Spektor song. Um, but yeah, that was fun. I haven't played them that much though, but they were brief. The brief time I played them, they were fun to play. So, okay, next. Okay. Okay. This is these were who I made to be the the J. Carl's parents, the Butler parents. So that's, I can't remember their names right now, but that's supposed to be. Oh, I used to know their names. Shay's mom's name. Like I still follow them on like Instagram, but I can't think of their names. Caroline? That's not her name. I don't remember, but that's supposed to be them, and that's like, I think her parents, maybe his parents, probably his parents, um, or maybe one of each. I don't remember, but this is how it started. Let's move on to the next, shall we? Okay, yeah, that's the Butler clan. This is their family home. And that is their neighbors visiting. That's Jason Larson and Don Lothario. And so that, of all things, I took a picture of. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, so yes, I aged down Shay and the rest. I don't know who's in that high chair though. Oh, so this is the one family where where I was actually willing to get the camouflage chair because there's like no other reason I would ever get that chair. It's so ridiculous. Okay, moving on. Okay, just another angle of that. They're eating, I think, grilled cheese sandwiches. I want to say that's Casey, because he's the one I would have. I vaguely remember he's the one who inspired me to get that high chair. It seems like, so because he's like into hunting, the real Casey. Um, so I don't know. That just fit to me. But okay, next picture. Okay, there's the boys are. There's Shay and Casey. This is so weird because they're real people. But that's Shay and Casey. Yeah, no Carly or Logan in sight. So, in the, like, for the narrative, the children were had naturally, but for the, like, the way I actually played it was that mom and dad would just adopt these kids when the next kid was of the right age, or what I felt was the right age. But yeah, so right now it's just the two boys. Okay, this is probably a scene from that that probably happened for the real Shay and Casey. They were very boyish boys, very stereotypically boyish boys. So yeah, man, I was such a Shay Carl fan though. I mean, I don't like not like them. I just see them as, I mean, and I saw them as people then. It's not like I wasn't like, I didn't worship them or like or think Shay was like this perfect person, but I just, you just grow up and you grow out of your fandoms is all. And that feeling of, oh, I gotta know everything that they're doing and I have to watch every video, that is just so gone now. But anyway, let's go to the next. Okay, just the boys playing, and I guess Casey's not actually playing, or Shay? I don't know who's who, honestly. But one of them isn't playing, he's just watching on the couch. Okay, next. I think that's Shay on the couch, actually. Oh, isn't that perfect? Lori, I do know her name. Lori got up to go, like, she's like, alright, you boys play. I'm just gonna go on this completely other couch and lounge. Okay, next. I do this too much. I take the same picture a million times. Okay, next. Okay, this is the family. They're a bit older. That's Shay because he's firstborn. If you know the Shay tarts, you know that. And that's them eating. Okay, I wonder where Mama is. No clue, but let's go to the next. Oh, there's Carly, right? That would have to be Carly. She's bald though. But I think that's Carly on the floor there, playing with blocks. Okay. And let's go to the next. Oh, this is my first, this is my first lesbian couple, whose names I forget, but they were cool, and yeah, I made them because I realized I lacked any parents who were not hetero, and so I made a couple of people to eventually become parents who were lesbians, and they're cool, they're great. One's a family sim, one's a fortune sim, I think, because I read in the Prima Guide years and years ago that that's the best pairing, and that felt right. Like, it's that classic dynamic of like homemaker and workaholic type of person, and so that always feels the most ideal when I'm making Sims to be a couple. So yeah, I think I can't remember who's who, but and I don't even remember their names, so it doesn't matter. But okay, so yeah, these are the lesbian. I feel like it's not great to identify them as that, because it's like it's putting that forward as their identity when they're so much more than lesbians. But I don't even remember their names, so it's got to be that for now. And when I start playing them and all the memories of everyone's names comes back, that will be nice. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is a picture of the Belladonna Cove not mock-up, but the recreation that I made. And it's crazy that I did this. And then my game is not great. The graphics, I mean, I have a great computer, but it just, the beach, like, it doesn't render in the Belladonna clone neighborhood. If I go to the Belladonna Cove original neighborhood, that beach, it renders perfectly beautifully, but when I go into the downtown version of Belladonna, and I call it Belladonna Town. In the Pleasant View version is called Belladonna Town because it's the downtown. This is how the beach renders horribly, as you can see. So I don't know why that is, but that's how it is. So yeah, each lot, each piece of road or sidewalk, I don't even know what to call that stuff, the gray stuff in between the houses, I copied all of that from the original Belladonna Cove, and it took forever, and it was, oh my gosh, I feel like I would never do that today. I would never ever do this today. So I just had so much patience back then that I would never do that now. But yeah, okay, so moving on. So this is another angle, and not even another angle, I think another section of my Belladonna Cove, aka my Belladonna Town. All of that. This was all a blank slate that I built just to be able to connect it to Pleasant View. Ridiculous. Okay, next. See all that? I did all of that like a true and proper nut job with too much time on my hands, apparently. Oh man, but I'm actually a little bit proud because this is a lot of work to build from scratch. And it's barely habited. That's not the right word, but it's almost completely uninhabited. There's like Apartment Life. That's what it came with, Apartment Life. Because yeah, there's one building of apartments with people living in it, and that's it. So I can't wait to start moving Sims into my Belladonna Cove, aka Belladonna Town. Okay, and this is just another picture of same-ish. Okay, let's move on. Oh my gosh, it's basically the same picture, slightly closer. Moving on. Okay, finally. Oh, okay, so this is what... Oh boy, this is how the Croft household begins. So that's, I don't remember the parents' names, but I'm pretty sure the baby on the floor is Candace Croft. Again, this feels so weird because these are real people, and I follow them. I follow Candace too, actually, on Instagram. But so if these names, if they don't ring a bell, this is Colette Butler's family, and she has an older sister named Candace, and I just know so much about this family. But yeah, this is how they start. Well, I guess really they started as adults, but you know what I mean. Okay, so moving on though. Okay, so this is the original Croft home. I really like their home, and I really liked playing them, actually. It was a lot of fun. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these families. I guess I'll just play it out. But, and this is, like, I didn't even explain the, like, again, nothing wrong with white people, but the reason my hood is so white is because then I had to make Carly's, like, at the time, this will tell you when this was. Carly's, I want to say Styles, that is her name, Carly Styles. She was dating Steve Cook, and I thought that was going to be her endgame guy. So I made Steve Cook, and I made Steve Cook's family, and then I made, Casey is with Kaylee, so I made Kaylee and Kaylee's family, and then, I don't think I made Logan's partner, who is, I think, Morgan? I don't think I made her or her family. But, so yeah, it was just a lot of, oh, and then, because Carly has Cooper, who has a different dad. I know all this stuff. It feels so weird to know all this stuff about people I've never met, but I do, because it's all out there, because they shared it, but it still feels weird. But so I had to make Cooper's dad, and make a family for him. So it's a lot of white people. Again, nothing wrong with white people, but that's this is yeah, that's why it got so sort of imbalanced. But all that aside, I really did have a lot of fun playing with specifically the Crofts. That was so much fun to play. This family that is in the picture actually is who I'm talking about, which was I already said, so you probably got that. But yeah, so this is how their house started, um, with just mom, dad, and Candace. And yeah, so and then eventually I think I kept adding on additions to this house, and it got bigger and bigger. And I like to think they own it. In fact, for every family, I have a file for them in some Word document where I write where I keep track of who owns their house and who is renting their house. So, yeah, I play in a really intricate kind of way. Um, I like their house. I like how it started. I like this little patio sort of thing I built for them. I like how uh, the mom is sitting at the what do you call it? The bench, the swing chair, and reading the newspaper. And I like how dad is teaching Candace how to walk. It's very sweet. Change the names and it's still very sweet. Um, but yeah, okay, next picture. Okay, that's Candace. I guess next time I took a picture, she was a child, which is not, saying much because that is the next life stage. But, so yeah, that's Candace. I was gonna say all grown up, but she's not all grown up, but she's older, also has big eyes, because I mean, IRL, Candace and Colette, they do really look like each other, um, IRL, so, but yeah, this is how, I don't know what I was gonna say. This is because I think I was gonna say this is how I left them, but this is not how I left them. Candace, last time I played, she was in college, and if you just separate what the families are, or who the families are based on, or I even mean to more say that to myself, when I just separate who the families are based on, it was just fun to play again. It was just fun to play outright, especially the Crofts. The Butler family was just a little bit boring, to be honest. I don't know why, but the Croft family was really fun to play. Maybe because of how I connected them to the Livingstons or something. I don't know, but it was fun. And I don't want to get rid of the Crofts, but I might get rid of the Butlers. Maybe Colette will just marry a completely made up Sim, because why not? It's fiction, who cares? I don't know, it remains to be seen. But, so, I'm gonna actually end here, because today is just a crazy day of distractions, and I can already see one coming on right now, and it's very annoying, but I have to go. And I mean, even if I didn't, this has been so long anyway. This is probably definitely over an hour, and I thought I had been getting better and these were a respectable length, but lately I've just been, I don't know. I don't know where my head is because I just talk too much. But okay, I'm gonna go, and then I'll see you at the next part. Goodbye for now.